Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account. The link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available. The link for that too is in the description box below. Hey guys, hope you're well. So in this video, I want to talk about action while manifesting. Now, in here, I will be using everything. I will be explaining about all topics. I will be talking about relationships. I will be talking about money. I would be talking about businesses. I get this question a lot from students that, oh, I haven't studied. How will I manifest this and all these things? So I will be talking about action when it comes to exams. Now, I have made a video about this before, and this would be the next version of it, like an upgraded version of that video. So let's get into it. Before starting this video, I will tell you one thing, is that this video is going to be very candid. So if you don't resonate with it, you cannot watch it. Like, this is for people who are actually confused about this topic and who have tried the way of, no, I don't need to take any action, or I just will assume my way out of everything, and it hasn't worked, right? And I made a promise to myself that I will be as authentic as possible with my audience. So what I will be telling you are the things that have worked for me, right? And I will be talking about things that I have seen change, I have seen with my clients, I have seen work. I'm not going to be giving you something just because it's the easier thing for me to tell you. Like, I know that I will get thousands and thousands of more views if I just post the topics which are way more general and which are, slightly towards the topic of pulling desperate people and who are right now in that desperate position towards this situation and making them, like, telling them something that they want to hear. Rather, I would like to tell you what is actually the truth, right? So if you have been stuck here till this long, if you are listening to this video till this long, that means you want to understand. So let's get into it. First of all, in any situation that you will manifest, there will always be action. I have talked about this in my self-concept course in detail, where I talk about how people think it's just related to mindset. Manifestation is just related to mindset. When manifestation and mindset is just one part of it. After the mindset, it's your perceptions. After your perceptions, it's your actions. After your actions, it's your belief systems. And then there are your boundaries. So a combination of all these things manifests. If I have to be very honest, like, just practice some critical thinking. If action and boundaries and all these things were not a part of it, and if it was just your thoughts, then people who have been thinking about something particular or have been affirming since years, I know people who have been affirming for one thing since years, since 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 7 months, 8 months, things would have worked out for them, right? If it was just about your affirmations, then you would already have it. If it was just something that you had to affirm for, then you would already have it. And I know the counter argument towards this, which a lot of people bring out, is that, it maybe is that I'm just not living in the end properly. That's a very good way that sometimes, I'm not targeting particularly anyone, but people can just say that, because it's not working out, and there does not really have to be a good reason for it to not work out. So the best and the only way that I can tell the person that it is not working out is because that, you are not living in the end enough, or you must not be feeling it real. So it's just like it's a perfect answer to get out of this. But it's not the truth, because actions are necessaries, boundaries are necessary. Like, all these things do come into play. The first argument that I get from a lot of people when I talk about this is that this is your limiting belief. So the thing that you need to do, like the action that you need to take, is your limiting belief. Well, it might be a limiting belief, but I have not seen anyone who has gotten substantial success without actually taking some action. And as we move forward in this video, you will understand it. And in here, I'm going to not be talking about inspired action. That's a whole different video where I will talk about it in a different way. In here, I'm talking about you doing something. So in all situations that you would be moving forward, you would be doing something. And no, it's not a limiting belief. And not everything is a limiting belief that you don't agree with, right? So if someone comes to me and tells me, my name is this, and I say, no, your name is this. And they say, no, my name is this. And I say, no, that's your limiting belief. That does not mean that it's just something I'm telling myself because I'm unable to accept that there can be a disagreement between people and I'm unable to be an adult about it. So not everything that comes up, which is slightly difficult to accept, becomes a limiting belief, right? Similarly, I believe that a lot of people escape life by telling themselves it's manifestation. Again, a different video, but that's also not a limiting belief. You having anxiety And I was talking about this in my previous video, that you will have anxiety at some point in your life. And someone said that no, that's a limiting belief. Great, tell me one person who hasn't had anxiety one time in their life. Does not exist, right? So it's not a limiting belief if it's true. Okay, now coming to the action part. Now first I will talk about it in terms of money. The other day I posted an ad on my page, and someone asked me like, why are you posting an ad if you can just manifest it, right? Because that's how the world at this current moment works. So when you are manifesting money, right, there is always going to be an action towards it. Now let's say you are working, like let's say you have a job, right? You would still be going to the job. Even if you're manifesting a lottery, you would still be going and buying the ticket. The ticket wouldn't just come and fall into the lap. If you win the lottery, you would still need to go and claim it. That's an action, right? All these things are an action. If I am living in the end result of being a successful business owner, and when I study business owners, all the successful business owners have some things in common. Everyone knows about marketing. Everyone knows about ads. Everyone knows how to and when to post on social media. Like if I'm just talking about social media people, then everyone would know how to actually operate social media. Any person who has a successful, like, do you imagine someone who is actually wealthy and has become wealthy on their own, who does not actually know about these things? Those people would not probably exist. Now, if it's a different way of acquiring wealth, like they got it from their parents, they would still need to know how to manage that wealth. If they got it from someone, a friend or something, or they won it in a lottery, whatever it is, they would still need to know how to manage it. The end version of you who has it knows all these things already. So instead of just sitting here and saying that, I don't need to do all these things, understand that when you would be there, you would know all these things. I would rather spend my time learning about it, because that's something that I want. So why not spend my time learning about it? Why not use the tools that I have? So if I have a car, right, and I have to go somewhere, I would not sit here affirming, oh, I have already reached there. I would sit in the car and go, right? That's my way of getting there. If I have a tool, why won't I use it? It's just like me having food in front of me and saying that, I won't eat it. I will just manifest it. I will just manifest that I'm full. Why? Why? I would pick up a spoon and eat it, right? So if I have tools at my disposal that I know will definitely help me grow and would anyway be a part of my success. So if I'm a successful business owner, I would know this already. Then why wouldn't I spend my time learning about it? I definitely would, right? I definitely would put my time and effort into it. And I would use all the tools that are at my disposal right now, right? A lot of times what happens is people, when they don't want to act, they use manifestation as an escape. That is why you would see that a lot of people criticize the concept of manifestation, because it takes away the concept of action. Similarly with the book The Secret, I have seen thousands of people criticize The Secret, not because they don't believe in visualization and changing your mindset and positive thinking, but because they don't want to encourage. And you will see that the successful business owners would be doing this the most. They would not want people to encourage that they can just keep sitting at home and be lazy and then get results. Not because you cannot have a calm and kind and peaceful life where you don't feel like your work is something like that, but if your work is actually something that you enjoy, you would actually thrive in that. So it wouldn't feel like work. If I talk about my business, I love coaching people. It's something I absolutely love. Because of that, I love marketing. Because of that, I love learning about these things. Because of that, whenever I'm taking a session, it does not feel like work to me. I am putting in the action in. That's the action, right? Second, when it comes to exams, this is a huge topic. I know thousands of students who don't want to study, and at the end moment, when they are in a position where they know that they haven't studied and the exam is tomorrow, they just say that, I hope that I can manifest it. First of all, understand that every action that you do would have consequences, right? The version of you who has passed the exams learns about this, knows about the topics, right? I was reading this book, Cannot Hurt Me by David Goggins, where he mentioned this one thing. He said that by the time he like some university or something, by the time I was there, I was a master at cheating. First, that's an action too. So if he was passing these exams, he was taking an action to learn to cheat, right? So that's an action too. He said that I was a master of cheating. But when I finally reached the place where I actually had to implement these things, I did not know anything about it. That's when I started learning. So he even then took an action. right? And even after he took the action, he still learned, because that was the whole purpose. That is the whole purpose of giving the exam, so that you know what the exam is about, so that you learn that, so that once you have passed it, you can apply that knowledge. Now, this does not mean that if you are someone who has studied and you are feeling anxious, then you need confidence. Then that's a different thing. But if you are not just putting the action in, I would suggest that yes, focus on the end result, but understand that if the version of me who has it is someone who exists, he would know the answers to this thing already, right? And I would really appreciate if you, for yourself, for your own mental health and peace in your life, don't pass off laziness as manifestation. That's not manifestation at all. Coming to the part of the SP. Now, this is where thousands of people get stuck. Manifesting, I will talk about taking action and not taking action. First of all, inaction is a form of action. Most of the times what people are doing is that they are taking any action, they are calling it inspired action, they are justifying to themselves why it's okay to do it, and they are ruining their lives because of it. So for example, let's say I'm manifesting a girl in my life and I consistently keep calling her, and I keep telling myself that, I can do anything that I want. I make my own rules, right? So I will just keep being desperate 24/7. I will keep on chasing her, and then I will call it inspired action. So that's not inspired action. If I genuinely was someone who believed that I'm worthy of a relationship and I'm worthy of being loved, I wouldn't feel the need to call someone and convince them of it. That would be beneath me. Honestly, that would be beneath me. Secondly, doing the techniques towards manifest this and working on myself is still an action that I'm taking. So that action still exists, right? Plus, if you are someone, and I have been there, who has chased someone, you know how hard it is to stop. It can be like an addiction. Stopping that is something that is also an action, right? So stopping that is also an action. Inaction is also an action. When I'm driving a car and I'm pressing the brake, that car stopping is also an action. That car moving is also an action. Inaction is also an action. Understand that the version of you who has it wouldn't be taking some actions and would be taking some. For example, here are some actions that you would be taking. If you are someone who feels that I am loved, I'm in that situation, I'm confident, I'm worthy, and all these things, then your focus would more be towards taking actions that are actually helping you become a better version of you, right? I would be taking care of myself that way. I would be thinking about myself that way. My mindset would be that way. I would be meditating every morning. Just an example. I would be taking care of my health, right? So understand that doing all these things is something that is a part of the identity of you that has it. It's not something that it's not a limiting belief when you have to live in this world. It's just like me saying every morning that I won't brush my teeth. I will just open my mouth and say, oh, my mouth is clean. But then everyone around me sees it smell. Isn't it easier for me to pick up the brush and brush my teeth? You guys have to practice some critical thinking at some point when it comes to this. And understand that manifestation is not wishful thinking, that you just think of something and it comes. You are aligning yourself with the version of you who has it. Another way of actions is, whenever something is happening in front of you, you are changing the way that you react to it. That is an action. If, for example, earlier I used to stalk my SP and now I don't, that's an action. If she says something to me, or my friend says, oh, you are single, and I was reacting to them and I was trying to convince them that I'm not, and now I'm not, that's an action. A change in my response towards this is an action. So understand that you're always taking actions. You're always putting yourself into that position. You're always moving forward with something that you're doing, and aligning yourself with that is something that is super helpful. So I hope this video made sense. I have tried to cover as much as possible here. And if you have any specific questions when it comes to actions, leave them down below. Of course, I won't be able to cater to the exact situation because that's different from person to person, but I will try to answer it in some way, either via here in my YouTube or through my Instagram in some reel or some story. So I will see you guys there and hope you have a good one. Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one.